Don't ask why I got these on because I have no idea. But hey, you guys, it is Matthew Woodstock back with another video. And I got inspired to do this. Listen, I know I said I was not going to talk about Zoloft no more. However, somebody hit me up in my DMs, and no, it was not sexual. It was one of you lovely people. I want to say I appreciate you guys, always, asking me questions, feeling comfortable, like, being vulnerable and all that stuff. I really don't mind answering that. Just, be patient because I'm not always on Instagram. And I like to also reply when I feel I will definitely provide a response that will bring you value. But yeah, so this person hit me up in my DMs and he asked me about my experience with, doing psychedelics while on Zoloft. And he asked me if I have tried acid while being on Zoloft. And I actually did. During my final days, I did do acid at a festival while it was on Zoloft. So like a light bulb went off and I was like, yo, that's actually a really good video to do. Because some people might want to know, hey, what did I feel like while I was on acid while being prescribed Zoloft? So I put in my notes that I'm going to definitely talk about that. And here I am. So the last time I did acid, and the only time, was in November of last year. So we're in March now. Oh, let's hope I finish editing this video. Yeah, we're in March now, and yeah, it was like what was that? Yeah, what it was like 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, so I did acid while I was prescribed to Zoloft, and to answer your question, it works. I mean, it was my first time, and I really don't know what specific feeling to expect, but I mean, I definitely felt completely out of this world different than how I am sober.
Come here, you little pumpkin. I have shit on my ass.
Fuck this.
Who am I?
Who am I?
I'm time. I'm literally time.
So I felt something, and I really enjoyed the acid. Like, where do I even start? I mean, I took it, and it just kind of just kicked in out of nowhere. Like I said, I was at a music festival. It was EDC, and yeah, I bought some acid, and I took it, and I don't even know when it started kicking in, but it was a good trip. It was a really good trip. How do I explain it? Like I was I was definitely on something, but it was so cool. Like I felt I felt free. Like I was, oh my God, for those who have done, like, if you've done shrooms before, uh then it's somewhat like that, but it was less intense. Shrooms is more like you're feeling something, like you're not sober. With acid, it was more like it was so cool. I remember just like I was not as anxious as I, normally carry myself at the time as I normally have carried myself. It's all about how you talk to yourself. And I felt free, like just being there. Like I was navigating through the festival, just very free, like just crossing through people. Like I was very chill. Oh gosh, it was so good, and oh my gosh, and yeah, For those that don't know what acid is, I mean it's a psychedelic drug, and it's it's I'm not like the acid doctor, but it's like some chemical made, and then they put it on a little. It's usually taken on like a little tab. It's like a little like a dissolvable little paper square little tab, and they put like some drops on there. And I don't even know how much I took. I know y'all gonna ask me this in my DMs, like, hey, how much did you? I don't even know, to be honest. But apparently it was like a really like high dosage. But yeah, they put the drops on the little tab, and then you just put it on your tongue, and then you just leave it there. And I think like after like 5 minutes or whatever, because they said leave it there until it dissolves, and that shit was not dissolving. It was on my tongue. And they were like, oh, you gotta move your mouth around. So I was moving it around, and I just swallowed it. And then it just slowly, I didn't know what to expect. It was my first time, but I had an amazing time. And I've heard stories of people just having like really bad trips on acid. And thank God I can't relate. Like, I cannot relate. Like, I was in a good state of mind. I mean, I got a little nervous at some little points because I as a person, I tend to get in my head and kind of like debate with myself before like I act out what, like I'm thinking I like should do. Like if I want to touch somebody, like I'm like thinking in my head, like it's a self thing. It's deeper. It goes deeper than like getting in my own head. Ciao. But I mean, thankfully now I am, growing, and I am stronger mentally, and I'm I still got plenty growing to do, but like I'm nowhere near the person that I used to be. You know what I mean? I'm definitely more present now. But yeah, that is it. I do not want to hold you guys up and have like this super long video, but I'm not promoting drugs whatsoever. But I will say I have taken acid, and it was at a festival. That was my first time doing it at a festival. Like, man, 3 years ago, I would like slap myself. Like the first year I went to Tomorrow World. Tomorrow World, yes. Tomorrowland is in Europe. Tomorrow World is in US. It's actually canceled now though. But I went the last year that it like was a thing. And if you ask me like about doing acid at a festival like in 2015, I would have like slapped you. Like, what? That's like when you hear the word acid, you're like, oh, like that's like heavy extreme drugs. But ciao, EDC was coming up, and I was like, I'm doing acid. I actually wanted a candy flip, but I didn't get to do that. I was good with the acid. I was good. I would do it again. I would do it again. I'm not promoting drugs, you know what I mean, but I'm just sharing my experience, with me being on Zoloft. I was on what was the milligram then? Excuse me, because I wasn't weaning. Was I weaning off then? I don't think I was weaning off then. November. Was I? I don't think I was weaning off. I think I was on a 150. I think I was on 150. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on 150. And I felt it. I mean, maybe, I wish I could have done it again so I can give you guys a comparison to see if it's more intense without Zoloft. But I can tell you now, I was on Zoloft when I took the acid, and I felt it, and I had an amazing experience. And I just want to conclude with like mindset. That's like a big thing. I've never had a bad trip on acid, but I've had a bad trip on shrooms, and they are similar drugs. And the first trip that I had on shrooms, listen, sorry to like go off topic, but I'm like literally in my room, and my roommate, she's an older lady. She probably doesn't even know. She doesn't know how to do drugs. So this is like mad awkward. I could hear her like moving around. But it's all about mindset. I've done shrooms, and acid and shrooms are like very similar drugs. And when I did shrooms, I had a like a very bad experience the first time I did shrooms. Like, I was indoors. I was with friends. Like, really, it was just my best friend, and then like I had like acquaintances there, and then like people that I weren't really like close with, like on like an intimate level. It was just very like, you know what I mean? So I started just like getting in my head, being around them, and I started seeing them differently. That's like a whole nother story if I didn't already talk about that in my shrooms video that I did like last year. But yeah, it's all about mindset. Keep like, you don't, like, just enjoy it. Like, it's a different feeling. Like when you, I think what trips people out is that they realize that they're not sober, and they like freak out because they're like, whoa, like what the hell's going on? But you just need to just go with it and just like enjoy the trip, and you will have a good time. Mindset is everything. You can literally think something bad and feel the feeling as if it happened. That's how powerful your mind is. So if you keep your head right, you should have a good trip all the time. And that is it, you guys. I am so happy and excited that I made this video. Thank you to the guy that reached out to me on Instagram and asked that question, because this video would not come into existence. I know I said that I would be like done making like Zoloft videos, but I really wanted to talk about this because I actually forgot I did acid. But yeah, I'm not promoting drugs, but I would do it again. I would. WOULD. All right, you guys, have a great night or a great day, whatever time it is in your time zone, and subscribe to me. I want to be a YouTube star. Seriously, please. And then follow me on Instagram at Matthew Woodstock, no space. I'll put all that information in the description. And yeah, y'all go on and do that. All right, have a great day. Bye.